Hello everybody, my name is Alesh Eisner and welcome to the Canadian Money Talk, the channel about Canadian investing and personal finance. Please like and subscribe. I record 2 videos per week, so make sure you ring the notification bell to get notified each time one comes out. I have been working as a contractor for the last 12 years in the IT industry and wanted to let you know how contracting works and share the pluses and the minuses in case you wanted to get into that field. Please note I will be looking at things based on my IT contracting experience. I know you can have temporary job positions in other industries, which likely works differently. As an aside, please note that when I say permanent employee, I mean someone who's paid a salary. As a contractor, I sign a contract, either in my own name or my corporation's name, to provide a resource, specified as Alesh Eisner, no substituting, to the client, whether that is the company where I will be working or the employment agency I frequently work through. We've already negotiated a price per hour. The contract has a duration anywhere from 3 to 12 months, but that doesn't really matter. I can break the contract with a week or two of notice specified in the contract, and without exception, the client can break the contract with no notice to me. The contractor may not even finish up the day if they do something wrong. Thankfully, that hasn't happened to me. But if the work is drying up, most clients will give you a heads up of a few weeks. The contract will typically be extended if there is work, money, and everyone likes everyone else, so you will typically have a revolving 6-month contract. Here's a sketch of how the money flows and where the contractual obligations lie. The client hired an employment agency who has a contract with my corporation, which pays me salary and dividends. You almost need a scorecard to keep track of everything. Let's go over the pros and cons of contracting just to give you an idea whether it is something you want to get into. So, first, the pros. Number one, pay. You get paid hourly, but only when you are working. See the cons below. But when you are working, you get paid 2 to 3 times as much as a permanent employee's salary. Number two, overtime. Permanent employees typically get no extra pay for overtime unless it's past a certain number of hours, and then it may be straight time. Or the permanent employees may get time off instead. Each company is different. Contractors get paid by the hour, so we bill for overtime, but usually at the same rate as regular time. It depends on the contract, so read carefully. Don't just look at the hourly pay. There may be other clauses that affect how you get paid. Pro number three, incorporation. If you are making over 100K as a contractor and you don't spend all your money, you should get incorporated. Please see my video on the benefits of incorporation and the related investing. On the large amount of money you make, you pay only 9% tax, up to $500,000 a year. As long as you keep the money in the corporation, that's all the tax you pay. You or your accountant get a choice to transfer the money from the corporation to you personally via salary and/or dividends. As long as you keep some of the money you made in the corporation, you save on taxes compared to making the same amount of money in your own name as a permanent. There's a bit more to it than that, as per the incorporation video, but that's the main idea. No, you cannot get incorporated if you are working as a permanent employee. And finally, pro number four, taxes, or more specifically, tax write-offs. As someone who is self-employed, whether with a corporation or not, you get to write off expenses. So if you use a car to get to work, you write off the depreciation, gas, insurance, etc. If you ever work from home, part of your rent, electricity, etc. can be written off, as well as going out to restaurants, some entertainment expenses, and so on. So you get another 9% discount off stuff you would likely have bought anyways. All right, now on to the bad stuff. Let's look at the cons of contracting. Number one, questionable job security. If there's no work or no money, you are likely the first to go. Some places will get a contractor just for a specific project and then let them go. Most places will do a 6-month revolving contract, so you stay somewhere for years. Most contractors are looking for these types of contracts. Note you're only as useful as your last day's work, but you also become more useful as you learn the work of where you are, so most companies will try to keep you. Con number 2, human resources. Generally, as a contractor, you get no onboarding and you learn as you go, so it's a little stressful. If you have a problem with another contractor, you don't fall under the company's HR, so you get to figure it out on your own. But there's no formal reprimand process with warnings if you do something wrong. They just let you go. Again, not that I'm speaking from personal experience. Con number 3, second-class citizen. A few places will treat contractors as lesser beings to permanents. My second to last job was like that. Other companies are great, and since 70% of their IT staff may be contractors, they have to treat contractors as equals. Con number 4, all your compensation is your hourly pay. No medical, dental, paid vacation, stat holidays, sick days, life insurance, pension, but then again, who gets a pension at work these days, or other benefits. You get paid when your bum is in the seat. You don't get the employee discount if you work at Lululemon, who has headquarters in Vancouver, and I would really like to take advantage of. Some agencies will include a non-compete clause in their contract where you're not allowed to work with the same client through another agency for up to a year, but I found that there's lots of clients around Vancouver. Con number 5, if you do have a corporation, your accountant will charge you $800 to $2,000 to do the corporate taxes, and it costs $500 to $1,000 to become incorporated. This is a one-time charge, depending on whether you have a lawyer do it or you do it yourself online. And finally, con number 6, if you stay at one company for too long, perhaps around 5 years, but I have heard of people staying in one place for 20 years, the CRA starts wondering if you are a contractor or an employee. Of course, the longer you stay at one place, the more useful you are to the client. But if you get flagged, the CRA will ask things like, do you or the client make decisions about how to do the work? Who has the risk of a loss? Do you have other clients and are just integrating the long-term client into your other business activities? Do you use and provide your own laptop? Do you have business cards provided by the client? Or do you have your own? Does the client provide office space, etc.? If they determine you are an employee, they will disallow any tax write-offs. And if you are using a corporation, they will deem all of your earnings as being paid out personally as salary. And they could possibly allocate all of your earnings to you personally and directly. And you'll end up paying a bunch of taxes retroactively plus penalties. So that's the summary of the pros and cons of being a contractor. I really have to thank choosing the contracting path to having achieved financial independence because of the high rate of pay and the corporation, which limited the taxes that I had to pay on the high rate of pay. So I hope you will have enough information to make a decision whether contracting is right for you. If you have any requests on what you would like me to cover in future videos, please put that into the comment section. Please like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and may you have a profitable day.